Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is Edna J. White, and you are on Wounded to Wonderful Talk Radio. I am your host. Listen to me. Now I'm screwing up. You see him screwing up? I gotta end it. Oh, goodness. I am screwing up. And I just said it to you guys. But anyway, we're going to keep going. I am your host, Edna J. White. I'm your life purpose coach. And today, you are at the destination to have real life talk with real things that we experience in real life. And we are going to be empowered by the experts we talk to today. So today, our guests are experts, business relationship, I don't want to say her coach. I'm going to call her a coach. Melinda Roth Epstein. And then we have our poet, Lizelle Powder. Today we're going to be talking about relationship values and how to know when to move on. That's the really great thing, how to know when to move on. And that includes family, friends, and romantic relationships. So I am going to hand it over to our experts today to introduce themselves, starting with Melinda. Can you start?
Sure. Hello. My name is Melinda Roth Epstein, and I work with mostly businesses, but it works for personal relationships as well. And I help them nurture those relationships that they have and the ones that they want to have. So that's basically me in a nutshell.
In a nutshell, you are,
In a nutshell.
That's a big nutshell, though. You got it, it's bigger than a walnut. Bigger than a walnut. Lizelle?
Hi, my name is Lizelle Powell. I'm a poet, an artist, an author, and basically I work at SUNY Westbury School. I'm a staff assistant there. Thank you.
Okay, all right. So, as you know, they're experts. Lizelle didn't tell you, but she's just been featured in a magazine on the cover with a red dress on, thinking that, she looks really good, really good. I'm really proud of her. She had a lot of obstacles, as most of us do, but she pressed on and she kind of did it. And wink, wink, she is my client, and I do fuss at her. She will tell you. I'm a hard taskmaster, and she's done great. And Melinda, I met her on some amazing networking event that had a chef there, and it kind of caught on fire. But before it caught on fire and we had to leave out of the room, we kind of connected, and we were cracking up laughing like we knew each other forever. So thus the relationship sparked, and we took off, and we kind of hung out together, and that's where we are right now. But we want to get started on talking about relationships, the relationship values between families, between friends, and between romantic partners. Let's talk about the values, Melinda. Can you tell me something that you look forward to in a relationship in value?
Well, I've been probably spending the past year kind of working on me.
Right.
So probably one of the best things that I could say would be, and it works in business and in personal life, is to be the best version of me or you that you can be. So that's a value, that's important. I've learned through my 64 years of living, almost 65, that I have to take care of me. Sometimes that doesn't always look good. Sometimes it's not the easy path.
Right.
And it took me a long time to get there.
Right.
But it's so important, because if this is not good, I can't help anybody else.
Nope.
In any way, shape, or form. My children, my friends, my family, my coworkers, my clients, I can't do it.
It's true.
So that's a value that's important to me, and anyone or anything that would compromise that
hit the
is
road,
going to be
Jack.
like a red flag for me.
Hit the road, Jack.
It's a red flag.
Yes.
And you have to always kind of be in tune to that, because somebody that can be good for you at one point in your life may not be later.
Yeah.
Again, I relate this to business too. Even a business relationship, there are times when you need to say, you know what, I can't help you anymore.
Thank you.
It's
Very
time.
good. It's very good. Yeah, I think that you're right. I know that you're right. I always say, be the person that you want to draw to you. So you got to be the romantic partner that you're looking for. If you're not, forget it. You're not going to find that person. You're going to find somebody who's not ready, and because you're not ready. Because I know for me, when I was looking for a romantic partner, everybody was emotionally unavailable. And I kept saying, why am I doing that? Because I was emotionally unavailable. I really was. And so I had to...
What we're putting out, right?
Right. What I'm putting out, I'm drawing. So I'm like, like, I like this guy. He's cool. He's great. He's... And I was like, wait a minute. He's me. I was like, what? He's me. And I had to step back, stop dating, and kind of get that right. Get that all organized, because it was really me, pulling all these things, these crazy things. Lizelle, what do you think? Or what do you know? Because you're an expert. What do you know?
Expert.
Yes, life is expert. Let me tell you.
Okay. Well, how to put it? I will kind of go back to where I was much younger.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to be in love and wanted someone to love me.
Right.
So anybody come along say they love me, and I find it cute, I say, why not? Give it a shot,
There you go.
And when it kind of escalated into problems and situations, and I was in emotional turmoil, and I said, okay, instead of letting myself stop, I kept going.
Right.
Looking for that love, that void, because I didn't really have it when I was growing up.
Right.
It's filled with a lot of hurts and pains and abuse, and so you're looking for something to make you feel good, make you feel wanted.
It's true.
And it went on like that for years for me in my younger years, and I just kept going and going, thinking that I would find, thinking that I would meet, thinking that I would want this person, because I went in with the problems, I went in with the sadness, I went in with all these troubles. And that's how even my 2 marriages, I'm divorced, both of them ended up in divorce, because I was, I think I pushed myself to that point of still wanting that love, and I wasn't getting it. So now that I am been single for over 3 years and not dating or anything, not even stop looking really, I'm taking time to develop me, more of me,
Absolutely.
because I don't want to go into another relationship with baggages, with problems, with sadness, with fear and all this thing. When I go in to meet this Mr. Right, he have to be on the spot, he has to be hot, he has to be ready, because I'm coming.
Girl, that's right. Okay? I say that about myself. I say that, and I have been saying that for years, that they have to take care of themselves like I take care of myself. Have to, care about things, care about people, care about animals, just have like some values coming in. And, it's important to have that meeting of the minds, because I remember going on a date. I'm gonna tell this story. Don't kill me, guys. I remember going on a date, meeting this guy, and he was like a little bit older than me. And so, of course, I go and I like to dress comfortable. I don't look bad. I look good. And I don't wear heels. I'm not wearing no heels. So don't even get it in your head. So I go in and I'm dressed really nice. Like, oh, he looks nice. And I look at him. I'm not kidding you. He looked like my grandson. He had the backwards hat on, the jersey, and like the slouching pants and the sneakers, and I'm going, this is not gonna work. This is how my face, again, I give you the face of the eyes, here you go, this is not gonna work. And so, we didn't even get to the table. Okay, we didn't even get to the table, and I'm already. I know it's not gonna work. I just know it.
Yeah.
Okay, so I sit at the table and talking to him, and so he says the proverbial thing. Oh, you're so well rounded, and he says, listen to this word. Well, what do you need me for? And when he said that, I was like, wrong question. Because I already decided that when I first saw you, it was a no-go. Okay. I played it through. We said goodbye, and everything. I go, he says, oh, where's your car? And I said, oh, it's around, we walked around. And so, as we walk around, he said, oh, there's my car. It was a 1964 Cadillac with gigantic rims. I said, I'm dating my son. And I'm like, the rims weren't like, if it was a classic, it's a different story, but I'm talking about the rims. The car was way up, and I'm going, I just don't want him to get in the car and turn the music on because I'm going to be totally embarrassed. But we're talking about knowing. That doesn't fit in the category. And another date I had, the guy ordered water. And I'm going for the gusto. I'm ordering my drink, give me some spinach, give me all of this stuff. I got like plates in front of me. And I said, what are you ordering? He said, I think I'm going to have a soda. And I'm like, okay, this is not going to work either. I know I'm going to pay for this. And I said, listen, you can't sit in front of me and do this. What kind of drink do you want? I'll order it. I'll pay for it. And I'm sitting there just munching, and I know this man is hungry because he just came from work. And I'm going, so you already know being cheap, and they're out there. You can be frugal, right? Right, Melinda? You can be frugal. You can be frugal.
Absolutely.
But this is a date. A date. I'm not doing McDonald's, Burger King's, Applebee's, none of those. No, you take me to a real restaurant. No, that's a date.
Exactly.
Right? Is it a date, Melinda? I mean, come on, tell me if I'm wrong.
I'm so out of that part. It sounds,
Melinda, I'm not taking Applebee's. That's a franchise.
Turn that hat around.
Yeah, take it off. Take it off. And the jersey. We only do that, and when we're watching baseball, basketball, football, we only dress up like that. Not on a date. No. So those values right there tells me, no, we're not on the same page. Pinpointing, let's talk about like pinpointing like the things that right from the jump with friends, even with family, with yourself. And we talked about ourselves, which is important. That's number one. Number one is be the best friend that you can to yourself first. If you don't love yourself, you don't even think about it. That's number one. Don't even think about it. And Melinda made a great point, is you got to be your number one friend. I mean, you got to take care of yourself, heal yourself, make yourself the person that you're looking for, got to be the person that you are. And then now let's talk about the values, the importance of the values, the knowing when it's time to go, when it's time to say, okay, this ain't real right. Let's talk about that. Lizelle, what do you have to say about that? What were some of the things that you saw, that you knew in your heart of hearts that, I can see by the smile you were ready to go.
Well, sometimes you know things as a no-no, but you still, how to put it, my dating really was in my younger years, I must say, because after the divorce came through with my second husband, I haven't dated. I must be rusty because I don't even have no what else. But I saw the red flags and I still pursue. I saw the pain, I saw the heartache, and I just didn't want to give up on the relationship with my boyfriends. I didn't. I saw the red flags. I saw the mommy's boy. Ooh,
that's a good one. Mama's boys. Ooh, very good.
Yeah. So at one point in time, one of the guy, he was married, and he said, "No, my wife she's not here. She is separated. She's living somewhere else." And I said, "Okay," and I went in, only to know, waiting for him, he didn't show up, come with some sad excuse, and only to hear that he's still together with his wife,
Yeah.
and I was in my 20s at the time, because like I said, I was like rolling. I was, as one relationship, I wasn't thinking to take care of Lisa. I wasn't
Right.
thinking of taking care of the needs of Lisa. All
Yeah.
Lisa wanted to be loved.
Yeah.
So for the things I saw, and then even when we have to go out, there is a savannah in Trinidad where you go around, it's like a lighting spot. You get doubles, you get all the different delicacies, and that
Right.
was one of the spots. One of them wanted to take me to a doubles. Palori, hello, we had to go to a nice restaurant and eat. I don't want to
The doubles. You buy two and get for one, right? No. We want to eat.
things, and I want to go to a nice restaurant and thing, but still, I didn't give up. I didn't, even though there were red flags, even though I saw, even though the different relationships I had, they had other people in the relationships. I saw all of these things, but
Yeah.
I still wanted to hold on.
Right.
It took me a while to break free. It took me a while to say, "No, Lisa, you gotta stop." It took me a long while.
Oh yeah,
So it
me
was
too.
like-
Well, I think all of us really. Well, I know for me,
yeah,
it took a long
it was
time.
like repeated hurts,
Oh, yeah.
hurts,
Oh, yeah.
repeated, so, but now I'm much mature. And
Yeah. I think what we all experienced, and you can tell me if I'm wrong, all of us experienced the fact that we saw the potential in them instead of seeing what they were at the moment. We saw, we can make them better because we're real, we're the thing, we're the
Yes.
thing,
Exactly.
we can make them better, we're the virtuous women, we can make them better. No, they would now.
Exactly. Yes.
What do you think?
Women, as women, we also, you have children, so
Yeah.
Right?
Yes, Melinda.
You spend
Yes.
all your time, what are we doing? We're taking care of everybody else.
Yes.
So
Exactly.
You know.
The house, the what's for dinner? Everybody watching
Yes,
Energy,
Melinda. That's
right?
perfect. That's perfect.
right? All your energy, everything goes to that, to the
Yeah.
That's right.
detriment and sacrifice of yourself.
Yeah.
Yes.
So the relationship on this, the relationship part of it with your partner or whatever is, when I was listening to you, I was thinking, you're trying to fit a square peg into a round hole.
Girl,
Do you know what I
bye.
mean? Like trying to, make something work that's not working.
Yeah.
So, but we do it. We keep doing it because we know that we have our children to take care of, or
Right.
a family member, whatever it is, and it's a difficult thing to kind of break out of and see that and know what to do with it.
Exactly. I think we do that because we're nurturers, and being a nurturer yourself, you think, I can nurture this person to their best person, and really you can't. You really have to say, he is or she is their own person. Period. That's it. And you got to take it for what it is. I know Oprah said, when they show you who they really are, believe them. We didn't believe them because we were just a hurt child, just rolling along, a hurt child. That's really what we were. We were hurt. Our inner child was so hurt, even though we were 20, we were 10 still trying to get that love. We really were.
Yes.
We were 10. Whatever time that we were traumatized, we were trying to get that love. We were just, okay, the next one, the next one, the next one, the next one. For me, I was the one that froze everything. I ain't talking to him because, I got the syndrome. I could do this all by myself. Liar. It was a lie. It was, you can't. You want someone to love you. That was just my mechanism to, yours, Lizelle, was like kind of like just one comes, okay, he's gone, okay, get another one, like that. And then, or just like kind of like go with the flow until it goes out. Like keep going, and like this is like not gonna happen, and it's gonna come to an end. My situation was like I'm a strong, independent woman. Liar! I was a liar. A liar. I am strong and independent, but I wanted a man. Okay, I wanted a man. So don't get confused. Don't get confused. I was lying to myself and using that as the face of why I was single and why I didn't, do the work to get myself together. So, moving on, I knew that I was the one not moving on. I was the one not fixing myself. For me, it was, it was me. It really was me. Also, like, Melinda, have you ever experienced or had like anyone that you've ever spoken to that had like just aspirations on, I know that he can be great, I know she can be great, like that. I know. I could see it in them, Have you ever had that? Yeah, look at her. She's like, yeah.
Well, you know what? It sounds so like sappy, but I really think there's great in almost everybody.
Absolutely,
everything
it is.
I hate to sound so cliche, but everybody's got potential.
Sure.
I think the tough thing is when you see it in someone, and it could be your partner, it could be your child, it could be a friend. You see it in them, and they don't see it, and you just want to like.
Pull it out of them.
Think them and say, but don't, you've got these abilities, you've got this talent, you've got this gift, share it with everybody.
Yeah.
And they just, shut themselves down. So,
yeah,
I definitely think I've seen it in people that, are near and dear to me. And
sure.
It's a tough.
It's hard. It's really hard, Melinda. It's really hard. But just like when we're growing, and we didn't know that we want to get to the point that we loved ourselves, we don't know their time frame. So, we see the potential, but we don't know their time frame. And I had to get that in my head and to say, I don't know the time frame when they're going to be that great person. And am I going to be sitting here waiting for that? It could be centuries. It took me centuries to find myself. So could you imagine? Like, I don't think so. I don't think so.
Hard, right?
It's hard. It's really hard to say that, And now that we're older and mature, because we're lining up our chakras the right way, and our inner child is growing up, so we're mature in the spirit and all that. Now that we're there, I think that what we expected was to get that. We had all this baggage packed, like how we go to counseling and we want to unpack this baggage and stuff like that. We have this baggage still packed, and we have these ideals like, okay, I know for me, I would sit there and say, listen, I had a bad relationship with Joe Schmo, and he did da 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 da, and you better not do it. I started putting on limitations early.
You bring it with you.
Yeah. So I had that on already. Like, I'm ready. Like, you better not even try it. And I set the limitation, and guess what I did? I made an error. And I kind of either pushed the person away or let them know, oh, well, she's a little bit crazy. Right? Am I right? Come on. I can't be the only one that's done that. Come on. Lizelle, have you done that? Have you said things like that? Yeah. Yeah, I know. Because we've all kind of like, started revealing things early. Listen, on a second date, really, like, okay, listen. We started, and we forget, and, we weren't trained. Maybe we weren't told or discussed about dating. We weren't told about what dating was. And we got 1 minute on our video. So we want to make sure that you all continue to listen to us on Anchor. We are going to continue this conversation on Anchor. So, my goodness. My guests have left because we were talking so long about this whole conversation, and I really want to bring them back to kind of talk about these issues. And if I can get them back, I will. And we can continue this conversation. Give us a minute, and I will have them in the meeting room right in a few seconds. Let's see.
Yay.
So we are back, and we're continuing this conversation about relationships, and we're talking about moving on. So we are on Anchor, just so you know, so that our conversation continue. So Lizelle was about to tell us about her knowing some things and what she was, because I was kept saying that I was putting it out there. We're talking about dating. No one has ever told us about the topic of dating and what it really meant. And I think that's what's missing in society altogether, because I know when someone paid attention to me, it was like we were together. And I didn't know that didn't mean that, we were dating. And now, we need to make that clear, what was your perception of dating, Lizelle?
My perception was you meet someone, you go out, you talk about likes and dislikes.
How long was that? First day?
5 minutes.
Oh, wow.
5 minutes, yes. It's like as soon as you're connected, like, woo, we're dating.
And you have all the butterflies, and you want to, you might even want a kiss on the first day. The heart racing.
Yes.
You understand? So you didn't care where it led to. You just wanted to be with this person. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
All you study to look in the beautiful eyes and
This is so, it floors me that I'm in my 40s learning about dating. And it floored me. It really floored me. I had to figure it out. And I know ladies, if I'm not mistaken, Melinda did, because it's different when you're dating and then there's a relationship, the exclusive relationship. There's a difference. Exclusive relationship, you're with that person and he doesn't see anybody else and you don't see anybody else. Dating is you could see as many people as you want. You have to let them know that you're sleeping with Tom or whoever so they can be safe. But you gotta, we're dating. We're just seeing each other to see if it works.
yes.
And that could be, I don't know if there's a timetable. Melinda, maybe you can tell me more. Is there a timetable on that?
You're asking me. I have not dated in probably 35 years.
Oh.
I don't even know what dating is.
Well, I
now.
think you have a more of an idea since 35 years ago. You probably have an idea that dating takes time to get to know the person. Is that right?
Oh, without a doubt.
Now, see, we need that.
It's funny when you said before, I don't need a man. I'm by myself, so I bought a new printer, and I'm very not technological at all. I'm great on the computer, but when it comes to hooking things up, and I sat here with this new printer, and I said, I can't understand these directions at all. I don't. Their pictures, they made no sense. I could not, for the life of me, figure it out. Fairly intelligent person, and I said, there's an 800 number here. I called the 800 number. They walked me through and got my printer set up, because for 5 seconds I said to myself, this is why I need someone in my life. Mm-hmm. Who can I call to come over and help me with this? And you know what? We did it. I did it by myself. But, it's been a long time. I know things have changed. Mm-hmm. I'm not there yet. I'm not looking for it yet, but I'm listening to you guys, and I'm thinking about my kids who, have dated and are dating and whatever, and just where my head's at right now. And yeah, you could have great eyes. You could know how to hook up my printer. It's going to take a whole lot more for me to, at this stage of my life to share my life with somebody.
I get it. I get it.
A whole lot.
Oh yeah.
It's got to be.
And I think it's a difference, like you said.
Value.
Yes, and I think what you said to me said the difference between needing and see a lot of people. We were needy. That's a big difference than wanting somebody. That means that you were completely ready and you are in a place that you can kind of like accept that person and you don't need to be around them. Because like, correct me if I'm wrong, Lizelle, we had to be around that person all the time. Like, where you at? Right? We had to call them, make sure they're around, like, where you doing tonight? I'm going to be with you. We had to be around them to, so that was a neediness that we had. We had to fill that void, the void of not having that love or that attention. And, that comes from neglect. That comes from not being nurtured. That comes from not having love. That comes from abuse. Trauma. It comes from all of that. So we learn. These things are in us, and the next person is the victim. Pretty much, is our victim, and right? It's really our victim. And I found also with me, I was making people liars. Like I was really, I was holding them to a standard that they could not come up to. I was making the person a liar, and I was doing more damage to them, which was not even fair. I will say I'm my worst critic. I kind of like, I delve in and I see myself for who I really am. And I really held men to a standard I didn't even know that it was bad. Like, you got to do this. I'm like, I can't even do that. I'm holding to standards,
all the bad things of, like, taking all the other relationships and put, like, all right, you can't do this because this guy did this. You can't do this.
Yes.
That's gotta be tough.
It had to be, because it was like, dating me was probably like on one of those things, when you're jumping over the hurdles. It was one of those. It was one of those things. It had to be. And I'm going, Lord, I have to ask the men to forgive me. Like, please, I know you was bad, but I was probably worse, And then ending the relationships, and maybe Lizelle and Linda, you guys can chime in, ending them. I'm not one to kind of like walk away, and because I really want to have a conversation. I guess that's the Scorpio me want to finalize everything, I want to finalize everything, So, having a conversation about like what my part was, I really had to man up. I'm not saying, I had abusive relations to a degree, because I had grown adult children. They wasn't having that. So, but I had conversations, and at the end of our relationships, and I kind of owned a lot of my stuff. Is it a good idea to kind of have that conversation when you can? Melinda's face.
I think that's amazing. I think that's amazing that you did that, because, you work with people, you know people who don't, right?
Yeah.
In just everyday life, they don't own their stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So, what's the nice word? I was going to say something else, but
that's okay, girl. I know what you're talking about.
They don't own it, so you own it, and because at the end of the day, you could put your head down on your pillow that night.
Yeah.
I did X, Y, and Z. You did A, B, and C. But all right, I'll give you this. I did X, Y. This is what I did, and this is I think that's awesome.
Right.
I wish more people did that.
Yeah. It took a lot, it really took a lot for me to realize that, and also to come to the realization that I wasn't right. There was stuff that I had that I knew that I was not right in, and I had to come back, and if I didn't, I think I wouldn't be as far as I am not right now. If I didn't do it. And now, not to say I'm going to have a whole great relationship with them. Let's not get that twisted. I do not have conversations with them now. I made my peace with that. I don't need them to be complete and like have a conversation with them. My children are adults, so I don't talk to their dad didn't do their part, didn't do his part, and I told him so. And you don't get blessed with my voice. You don't get to have a conversation with Edna. No. You didn't do your part with your children, and I had to handle that. You know what I mean? So I don't give that. I have a conversation and own up to what I've done, and then you take yours. But when you don't take it and then want to call me, we're not. No. There's some things you do and there's some things you do not do. Especially with relationships, people shouldn't be allowed to keep coming in your life and stealing your energy, because that's what they're really doing. They're really coming back in, stealing your energy. And I've seen it happen in my life. My exes would come back and have a conversation with me, and it'd be nice in the beginning, and at the end, I would be getting mad, and then they're like, ha ha ha, and get off the phone.
Wow.
Right, and I'm not good. I refuse to do that, and I learned it actually from my sister. And my sister, has an ex-husband. They're very volatile relationship. They ended, and she said he doesn't get her last words. He doesn't get to bless his ears with my voice because he did me wrong. And when she said that, it kind of settled in my soul, and I said, that's right. Why would I keep giving him my energy and it's like throwing it to swine, really. It really is like throwing it out there, let them eat it up, and then you're miserable. You know what I'm saying?
But that's better for her, too.
Yes.
Screw him.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? You're right. He doesn't deserve her energy or to hear her voice, but she deserves not to spend her energy on that.
Yes.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yes.
It's one thing I could say is that it as you said, it took me a while. That last piece that you just said, it took me a while to wake up, because you're always, even though you break up, you still fighting back, and that's how I was, going back. Still want to hear them talk to you. Still want to tell you something nice, feel good, and and it has been like that, going back just to connect again, and and then it leaves you more traumatized, it leaves you more hurt, it leaves you more frustrated, and you have to make a choice. You have to reach to a point that you say, enough is enough,
right? Exactly. It really is. Now let's talk about friendships, because I've had a couple friendships end recently.
Okay. Don't they pop back in, Edna?
They try to, and I'm learning. Listen, I went to China, okay, and this was it was something that came up, and I was like, okay, I'm taking this opportunity. I stayed there a whole year, and I learned so much from them, being friends with them, with the Chinese, in learning, their culture. I learned so much from them. They said a couple of things to me that rang so very, like, it gave me goosebumps when they said it. Like, someone had given me something, and I said, oh, thank you. And they looked at me like, why would you say thank you and we're friends? And I thought, and I'm going, that doesn't make, it didn't compute to me because I was American. It didn't compute to me. And he had to explain, listen, we're friends. Friends don't say thank you. They do out of the kindness of their heart, and it's automatic. So
Yes.
we understand, and he says, and this is a great thing. He says, we understand your language. Like, and I said, yeah, I know it's English. He goes, no, your love language. I know you don't give gifts. I give gifts. I know what yours is that you like to, do for other people. So I know that I don't have to ever say thank you because you're always going to teach me English. You're always going to do it for free, no matter what, So I know that. And I am a gift giver, so I'm going to give you gifts in place of that. And it made so much sense. Now, coming to back to America, I'm a genuine. Usually when I gravitate to another person, I am so genuine. And I am so loyal. I stick to them. If I stand next to somebody and they talking about them, I'm going in. Okay. I have friends that I've had 20 something years, and I may not even see them every day, but when we get together, it's like we saw each other yesterday, or so, like that. So friendship to me has to do with loyalty, has to do with some type of integrity and honesty. You don't have to tell me everything about your heart of hearts, because our friendship kind of knows it. Like maybe, like you may not ever say it, but I know it. Does that make sense to you guys? Like you may not ever say, and then one day you say, I have to tell you this. And you be like, how come I know that? I already know that. Friendships, they deserve you to do some work. They deserve that. They deserve, if we're all like, say if like, I'll say for Melinda, Lizelle, I'm always bothering you, so I don't want to bother you. But say for Melinda, if we're friends, I know that you wrote a book or something, and you're having something, I'm going to support you, and then you do the same to me. Well, what's that you do that? When that doesn't happen, that's not a friendship. That's not a friendship. That's a usury. You're using that person, and I've never in my I can't even think of that in my whole vocabulary of being a friend to say I could use someone, because I'm always looking at them first before myself, which I have to kind of get out of. You have to get out of that. Not so much, but like, I have to see about myself first as well as them, not just see about somebody else. And it's important that that your friends are reciprocal. You shouldn't be the only one calling. You shouldn't be the only one texting. You shouldn't be the only one. I don't see my friend at my events, but she sees me or he sees me at his events. It shouldn't be that way.
It's a partnership, just like everything else, right?
Yes, that's a great one.
So
Tweetable.
partner,
Friendships are partnerships. Tweetables. That's a tweet.
contribute, right? Everybody contributes.
It's a partnership.
It's
I
not
like
a
that.
one-sided thing.
Yes, I like that.
Shouldn't
I'm gonna
be,
tweet
anyway.
that. I'm gonna tweet that. Friendships are partnerships. I like that. What do you say, Lizelle?
Well, you know me, I am cool down to always smiling, laughing, just give me a good laugh and I would laugh whole day. I guess with this personality I tend to be, how to put it, too open, where, in the sense of people think that, oh, she's always smiling, she's laughing, she's this, we could do what she want, that's kind of way treat her, she wouldn't do nothing, she would just laugh. But
you're dangerous though. You're dangerous. You're dangerous. You're very dangerous.
I come to realize that I have to be careful because, like when my daughter put the magazine and she said, my mother on in front of a magazine and ting, Papa, yo, and all this, you know,
Yeah.
I didn't even know she was going to do that because I wasn't going to put it up on Facebook because there's so many, you know, who always talking, who always say this, say that, da, da, da. You know, there is always some negativity. So sometimes most of the things I do, I don't put it up on Facebook, you know, because you think that people will be smiling with you and laughing with you, and yet when you know, they're slashing you left, right, and center.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but I don't study these things, you know. I just try to be careful with what I say because at one point in time in my life, I thought everybody was my friend. I thought something would happen to me. This is my
too.
good years.
Me
Something
too.
would happen to me, and I would tell if it's 20 friends, the whole 20 friends.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and
That was me.
because I get different views from people, and then they will say, "Girl, okay, oh gosh, I'm so sorry. You know, I will keep you in prayer. You know, keep me posted. What going on?" And then eventually I got tired because I said, "But wait, I have to keep all these people posted." Same 20. So you have to see yourself going back to 20 people. What is the up? And eventually I say, "Nah, this can't be right."
Yeah.
But I've been telling you nothing what's going on with them. They want to going on with me, but they're not saying what's going on with them.
Yeah.
Even if you say they're hiding the most juicy parts and tell you what they want to tell you. And I got kind of tired and I stopped and I kept silent. And I just said, you know what? Sometimes I share something and then it mightn't be the way how it come across. And then you had to hear it from somebody else that you shared something. And then I said, what? And then you said, wait, that person do that to me, boy? And they come and sharing things with me and I keeping it to myself and I just share something with them and it going all over the place. You know? So these are things I have to
It's the
do.
worst. It is.
I have to adjust, you know, and really think because I know I'm a good friend. I know I can keep things in secret. I know that, you know, because I'm always bubbly, smiling, always cool, easygoing. That is me.
Yeah.
But sometimes you don't get that back in return.
Yeah.
You know, so it's hard to find somebody who can mesh with you. You know.
Yeah, but we always gotta think about we can't find someone. We can't dig them up. We can't dig them up because that's what I was doing, finding people, digging them up. Digging them up out of the grave, you know. They gotta be drawn to you. They gotta draw to you. That's the whole thing. If you want a friend, be a friend, and that person will be drawn to you. That's just it. I mean, the friends that I have right now, I can count them on my hands like this. You know, like, and guess what? And guess what? They're drawn to me. That's a different thing. They're drawn to me. I have long-term friends. This is how many I got. I may have this many that are me, because not many people like me. I'll tell you that. They don't.
Yes, eventually the list gets shorter.
Yes, it does. And especially if you're lining up, if you're aligning, if you're taking care of yourself. You say that I'm seeing about myself, guess what they'll say? Okay, I see you in 2 years. You might you might run into them at the store and they might go around the corner. When you say that you're taking care of yourself.
Yeah.
As soon as you say that, it's a done deal.
Kiss of death.
Yes, it's a done deal. Nobody shows up. But let something happen traumatic. Everybody, girl, I heard your husband, or you heard your boyfriend was everybody will call you. But but
they come in for the, you know, it's like they come in for the landing, right?
Yes, for blood.
They're not there to help you. They just want to hear what just happened.
Yeah,
exactly.
They want the blood. They want the blood. Blood suckers.
Yeah,
they're blood suckers. That's what they want. I wrote a book with another author, a friend of mine, and we talked about love zombies. And one of the friendships is the blood suckers. They come in for the bad news to get the blood. That's what they do. They come in and to see what the blood is all about, you know. And then But God forbid if you start getting a transfusion or something, it's over. Then you don't see them. You don't see them. You be like you're getting better and everything. You don't see nobody. You don't.
It's
Like,
true.
where are they? You don't see them.
I
You know?
just want to share this situation
Mm-hmm.
when I was going to my apartment situation.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh! I never thought I would do a GoFundMe. That was the least thing out of my mind. But I did it,
Right.
and I got to see who was who. I got to see who really, was there, who encouraged, who whatever it is. And now as I see it, I have to differentiate. Now, I have to say to myself, but why did this person do this? Why did this person say this? Why, and then it makes you think now, but you're thinking, okay, you thought this person was there for you, or, as a friend, would understand your situation and would not, you understand? But I think whenever you're in a situation and you need people to uplift you, you need people to bring you up. You don't need somebody to bash you and tell you where you went wrong and all these different things. You need people to, okay, all right, you didn't do things the right way. You didn't calculate the figures to come up with a percentage or come up with the right amount to say, yes, this is the answer. You understand? You made mistakes. So sometimes it happens to all of us. But at that time, you get to see who really is there for you, who really is standing, You don't want nobody to bring you down. You don't want that. You're already in a down position. So you want somebody who could lift you up, who could give you some sort of encouragement, who could boost you up and say, don't worry, it will be okay. God is good. Something to make you keep going.
Yeah.
You understand? And this is what you look for when you're in a situation.
Absolutely.
Uh-huh.
Well, ladies, this is my first show over 45 minutes. And I think it even needs more to be delved into. But we're going to keep it close. And I will definitely have you guys back. We're talking about something else differently. Or maybe we'll talk about the same subject. But I want to have you all back. We're going to end this part of the show. And because we have to get it aired. This is Edna J. White. I am your life purpose coach. And we have Linda. Say your name, Linda.
Melinda Epstein.
And we have
Lisa Powder.
And we're signing off. Thank you so much for listening in on Wounded to Wonderful.